everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, the lane where we explore real issues in society and give you room to share your thoughts. And I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and today we are talking about a topic that affects us all, and that is community parenting. You know, how we raise children. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, and in the past, neighbors, elders, and community members guided young people, children, corrected them when they were wrong, and helped instill values that went beyond the home. But today, it seems like everyone just minds their business, and children grow up mostly under the supervision of only their immediate family. Someone can see another person's child outside misbehaving, and they're just like, what's my own? It's not my child now. All I know is that child should not come close to my child, or instead just want their own children to stay away from that kid. So here's the question. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? Why has it stopped? What happened? Is it that everyone suddenly became people to just mind their own business, and then whatever is getting spoiled with another person's child is no longer our own business? Or is it that our parents have become so overprotective that everyone is actually scared of correcting another person's child? Now, you also can call in to be part of this conversation, because it's just you and I. And the number for you to call is 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? Why is that we don't find more people who are always trying to correct children on the road, even if they are not your children? Why has this stopped? Is it that people have become too overprotective of children? I mean, it's okay to protect your children, right? But then even when they are wrong, sometimes you even hear maybe a neighbor reports a child to the parents, and then we hear things like, well, allow him to do, that's how he is, or instead the parents turn and then defend that child even when they are wrong, or sometimes not even inquire what has this child done or what happened, and instead we just defend that child. Don't Is that carelessness, or is it something that, okay, it's natural for a parent to do? But to what extent are we supposed to forget that we have always been raising children as a community and that was working? So why have we stopped raising children together as a community? Why don't communities actually raise children together anymore? Why is everyone minding their business? Number for you to call is 090 3648 5868. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Hassan Sambe.
Okay, good morning, sir. Where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Makodi. I live in Makodi.
Welcome to the show, sir. So what do you think? Why do communities not raise children together anymore?
You see, people have become very, very individualistic. People have become so self-centered. There is no communal discipline again. Before, if you saw somebody's child doing what was wrong, you ask, you are whose child? They will beat you and tell you, go and tell your father I'm the one who has disciplined you. Now, do that now. Somebody will bring a cutlass or a gun to your house. Did I ask you to discipline my child? And so on and so forth. So that we are afraid. Before, even if we're going on a road and somebody farm and you see the yam shoots crossing the road and people match it, you will now take it, get a stick, and do. These things have gone. People have become what I don't know how to describe again. And that is why society has degenerated.
Yes.
Because nobody wants any assistance from the other person. Everybody knows best.
Okay.
Yes. It's ridiculous.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for calling in to be part of the show this morning. Now, we just heard from Mr. Ascent Sambe, and he is saying that people have become so individualistic and people have become so self-centered. Everyone knows best. You cannot tell me how to raise up my child. You cannot correct my child. I know what I am doing. That is what people will tell you. I know what I am doing. You cannot tell me how to raise up my focus on your own children. And he was saying that before, you would find that people would actually discipline other people's children and then even tell them, well, go and tell your parent that this is what has happened. And my dad used to tell me that back then, like, if that happened, your parents would even like beat you also, like discipline you as well, and tell you, why were you acting like that, for a stranger to actually even see you and correct you. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Tina Timothy Chodio, calling out of Tupo.
Welcome to the show, Tina Timothy. So let's hear from you. Why don't communities raise children together anymore?
You know, all those things start from parents, though. So when I was coming up, you know, even people used to discipline me. They were not even related to me. But they would discipline me for what I did wrong. At times, I will be going to school, I will just fly out my Indophone. I'm not talking. But somebody will stop me and advise me that immediately to stalking. I will do so and I will never remove it again.
Yes.
So at times it will be a rough play that I will be playing, but it will be another person that will come and correct me on that thing that I'm doing wrong.
Yes.
But this time around now, if you dare do that to anybody's child, the person will now come against you. Even in school, that they used to warn teachers in school that don't beat my child, don't do this to my child. So even teachers are afraid of disciplining children in school, which is not right.
Okay.
That's not why you see all those things. children are very stubborn these days. They are involving themselves to what they don't know. Look, I mean, from there, I'm still me. Don't know what guys used to do this time around, man. But I'm okay. All those things like this, I think parents should think about it and call their brain back.
Yes.
But if they are doing like that, a lot will change. Even children will change. They will stop. Because if your parent don't touch you, if you go out, another person will touch you.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So I wish let parents think about it and do something about it.
All right. Thank you so much, Tina, for calling in to be part of the show. Tina also says that he thinks that this all starts from parents, because parents have become so protective. I mean, you're supposed to be protective. Whenever I mention that word, I still say, like, okay, yes, parents are supposed to be protective of their children, but they have let that love blind them, or that love turn into carelessness, where they no longer want any other person to say anything to his child. And Tina is saying that when he was younger, he would have adults, not necessarily his parents, correcting him. Okay, you didn't tuck in your shirt. You have to do this. This is right. That's rough play. You're actually playing. Maybe play gentler and all those kind of things. But then these days, everyone just looks at another person's child and, well, what's my own? It's him that, no, this is how you people do. And one of the things is that children are no longer are even scared of doing certain things in front of other adults. As long as it's not their parents, then they'll be like, well, you're not my mother, you're not my father, you cannot tell me what to do. Hello? Okay, you can still call us back. Number for you to call is 090 3648 5868. That is 090 36485868. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? What happened? What stopped? What's changed? Why are we allowing it to go like that? Because if you ask so many people, we believe that it was beautiful back then. It was good to know that someone out there is looking out for your child, and it's not just you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning this morning.
Yes. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Well, I'm Emmanuel Daudu. I'm calling from right inside BSU.
Welcome to the show, Emmanuel Daudu.
Yes. Thank you. I heard your question, and your question actually carries the answer.
Okay.
Yeah. The point is, change is a constant. Because every time you talk, you refer to the good old days. And we cannot go back to the good old days.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. It's not going to be that way, because from the biblical point of view, the Bible says, at the later days, there shall be increase in iniquity. Terrible things will be happening. So people are becoming more of themselves.
Okay.
A lot of things have preoccupied our minds. Social media is playing a dirty role, not a bad thing, but it's taking our mind from off the nitty-gritties, the basics of life. Your child starts from the family. And remember, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. But if all of us are not training our children the way they should go, then we'll have a problem as a society.
Yes.
Because the society comprises of families. So if the fear of God is not there, what can we do? There is nothing we can do. And to keep going worse and worse and worse, unfortunately. And that's too bad. We see each other as part of us. Family in quote by parents giving birth to you biologically, and then seeing our neighbors as members of our family too. Even though we differ, but we are still from the same Adam and Eve. Nobody came from different parents. So the family at large is supposed to be one.
Yes.
And then whatever I see from the other side, I should be able to correct this other child.
True.
Not necessarily because it's not my biological child. It's still a child. But if you want to see those things now, unfortunately, it's either you go to the village. That's where we still have this sense of morality a little bit than in the city. It's more worse in the city.
Okay.
And as I told you, the social media is terrible now. everybody is engrossed with social media. They are seeing how they behave. They are seeing how all these children react to their parents and all of that. So they bring everything into our own culture, which is different.
Yes.
Our culture is far different. We are carrying westernization and putting into our own culture, and it's destroying us.
Okay.
So I think we should have a rethink on individual basis. It is not a group thing. It's a family thing, individual family thing. That other parents have the right to correct my own children, just as I should have the right to correct other people's children. Remember, you only correct a child because you love that child.
Okay.
Yes, you don't correct a child because you hate the child. No, it's not out of wickedness, just to beat the child for not doing anything. It's when the child is going a different way and you want to bring the child back to the right track. That's when you correct, and if necessarily to cane the child.
Okay.
Then you do it if necessary. The Bible says you spare the rod and spoil the child.
Yes.
So correction is still necessary in our today's environment.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Daudu, for calling in to be part of the show. We just heard from Emmanuel, and he started by saying change is constant, which is something that is true. And then things will just have to change. But do we just sit down and allow even the good things change and become bad? I believe that is where the problem is. Because if something was changing and then it was becoming good, we wouldn't think much of it, and we wouldn't have that much of a problem with it. But the thing here is the change is becoming bad. It's allowing people to become careless. People are becoming more like doing unnecessary things, or going to far lengths to protect someone that they are not coming for. Some people will tell you that, well, these days people have become evil, people have become somehow, so you can never trust anyone to actually be putting in your child good values, or to actually be correcting them the right way. And some people actually think that others correct your own children or other people's children more harshly than they would on their own children, and they just do it maybe out of spite, and it's because it's other people's children. That's why they do that. Now Imana was also saying, he mentioned social media taking our time, distracting, and we get to see a lot of things, and then we bring that culture into ours, because ours was to raise these children together, to make sure that they become something good in life, to make sure that we are all working together to actually make sure that children go. Because maybe one place that a parent lacks, the other another parent will be able to take up from there, or help out, one hand here, and the whole community is raising a child. But now, because of distractions from social media, people getting to see other people, sometimes it's even fake stuff, but then people take it and then apply it to real life, and then changing our own culture. He also mentioned westernization. People are buying some of these cultures from something that is not ours, just looking at what other people are doing, Western countries, and then taking it and then just applying it to us. And he is also saying that for you to find something like that these days, where the community is actually raising a child together, maybe you go to maybe villages, that's where you'll be able to find that. But should that be so? Are we doing the right thing? If you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Hello. And I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and this morning we are talking about community parenting, and the question is, why don't communities raise children together anymore? I mean, it used to be like that, and it used to be the best. I mean, if you compare it to now, it used to be the best for communities to actually raise children together. So what happened? What stopped? Why can't someone outside, another parent, actually correct your child outside? Why do we now take it personal? Why do we now take it like, okay, this person is doing this person is correcting my child out of spite, or the person doesn't like me, that is why he or she is saying that to my child? Why are parents becoming should you say defensive? Because someone mentioned that here, that some parents, when you even correct their child, they come to you and they are like, they challenge you, they are now against you. You make enemies because you were looking out for someone else's child. So why has this happened? What is actually happening? Call in and let us hear from you. Number for you to call is 090 3648 5868. That is 090 36485868. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? Why has it stopped? Call in and let us hear from you. And someone also mentioned even when it comes to schools, and I would like to talk about that as well. How parents go as far as, okay, maybe getting to school and saying, you are not supposed to correct my child like this, or you are not supposed to tell him, this is how I want him to live. This is how I want him to behave. And if he does anything, you can just tell it to me. Okay, that's another word that most parents use. They say, well, just report him or her to me instead. But there was a time where people would actually trust other people outside to discipline their child. Like, you even bring a child home and say, I saw your child doing this, I saw them involving themselves in something dangerous, and you're like, did you punish them at all? Did you discipline them at all? And that would be okay. But these days you cannot do that to someone's child, because you're going to be getting yourself in trouble. So why has that changed? Call in and let us hear from you. Number for you to call is 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? What stopped? What happened? Why did it change? Why are we no longer looking out for other people's children, and you just see a child misbehaving and you say, well, that's not my child. I have no business in that, because, well, if the parents did well, if the parents want the child to actually do fine, then they'll be able to correct the child themselves. But one thing about this parenting is, in as much as you're watching over your child, you're instilling values, they are exposed to outside too. So sometimes they get influenced, they get into other stuff, and you might not be there immediately to be able to stop something from happening, but a neighbor that is watching might be present at that time. So why did we stop that? There is also something that would say, okay, people look out, but then not as much as they used to back then, because some neighbors will see your child doing something and they won't stop that child, but then maybe just tell you that, I saw your child doing this. And it could even be something that would have harmed that child, but then that neighbor wasn't able to tell that child, stop this or don't do this. Where did that fear come from? Is it coming from the parents, as they say, like parents becoming overprotective of children and then making that protection turn into carelessness? Or is it something else? Where is that fear coming from? Or are people just becoming minding their business? Yes, that is the word I would like to do, minding their business. It's okay to mind your business, but then if we train children, even if it's another person's child, then that we're building a good future. Children are the leaders of tomorrow. So it's important that every child actually grows up well, and it doesn't matter, okay, if that child comes from you or if he comes from the next person, but then we'll not find that these days. Now, when we look closely, the effects of this change are everywhere, right? The effects of this change are everywhere. Children today often feel free to do things openly, knowing that a few adults outside their parents' home will step in to guide them. Some talk back to adults who try to advise them. And sometimes people say, well, we cannot blame parents for everything, but then they are our first mentors, or their children's first role models, right? So where do they actually get some things from, or where do they actually learn some things? You cannot completely teach your child everything as a parent, but then you open their minds for to be able to learn from outside, to be open to receive help, correction, and guidance from other adults. But then children these days talk back to other adults, feeling like, well, you are not my mother. Are you my mother? Why are you telling me what to do? Are you my father? Are you my family member? Why are you telling me what to do? So who is giving them this mind, or who is putting those words in there? And some even engage in risky behavior because boundaries are rarely reinforced by the wider community. People move away. Some children move away from their houses to go misbehave somewhere else or in front of another person's house because they believe, well, here mommy and daddy are watching, but then if I go to my neighbor's house, then maybe no one will be able to stop me, or no one will be able to say anything to me. So why is that happening? Now, if you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. And this morning, we are talking about community parenting. So why don't communities raise children together anymore? You also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? Call in and let us hear from you. Hello. Hello. Okay, you can still call us back and let us hear from you. And do you also think that children grow up differently today compared to when communities were more involved? I think that children actually grow up differently today, differently from how it was before when everyone was involved. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Akazwangunan. I'm calling from Tiadi.
Welcome to the show, Gunan. Let's hear from you this morning.
Okay. There are some people you can't discipline their children because the way they were brought up and maybe the bad relationships they have with neighbors and all of that. When you discipline somebody's child, he will come to tell you that it is my child. And maybe you meet the child on the road and say, where are you going to? Who sent you? Go back home. The mother will come and tell you that she sent her child. She did not make you the security over his child and all of that.
Okay.
So if you are the one, will you caution that child next time?
Oh, yeah, I see your point.
We had a neighbor. We have one neighbor around. She will tell you that you are a witch, that you want to infect her child, you want to do this with her child, so nobody should caution the child. So everybody stays on his or her lane concerning such children.
Yes.
They will not caution because you don't want to be beaten.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Ngudan, how do you think that this is affecting us as a society today?
Yes, it is very bad because if the child happens to grow up with that kind of behavior, your eyes cannot see through your back.
Okay.
And maybe your child happens to be playing with that child. The child will infect your own child, and that is why when you see a child misbehaving, you try to caution him because you don't know. They might be in school, the child might be your child's friends. You wouldn't know. So I feel it is wise if a mother, as in a mother, sees another child misbehaving, you are supposed to caution. But when the parents don't give room for that, how can you caution his or her child?
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Gunan, for calling in to be part of the show this morning. We just heard from Gunan, and she is saying that she would put this on bad relationships with neighbors. Some people are not at peace with neighbors, and then she also mentioned trust issues. Everyone doesn't trust the other person anymore. People have gotten, to be honest, people got hurt a lot of times. People have gotten betrayed. That trust is shaking, and people no longer trust the other person to be telling their children the right thing. And then she is also saying that sometimes, okay, there are a few people that still have that mentality with them to be able to correct another person's child, but then they are scared because most people these days have that mentality of, well, don't tell my child what to do. I know my responsibility. Some people actually feel insulted when someone else is trying to discipline their child because they feel like you're saying they don't know how to parent, or they don't know how to raise a child properly, and so you're acting like, okay, you know it all. And talking about effects, she mentioned that, I like that sentence that she made. Your eyes cannot see through your back. So behind your back, that child that you are stopping another parent from actually disciplining or even correcting them might be doing something that you don't like, but because your eyes cannot see through your back, you would not be able to be there to correct them. But if we as a community allow ourselves to help ourselves, like it has been when it comes to parenting and then raising children together, then you have eyes at the back. Your neighbor is your eyes at the back, and you are your neighbor's eyes behind. And she also mentioned, Guna also mentioned that some people think that, okay, well, it's not my child, so whatever the other child is doing, he or she should just go ahead. But then, hello? But then that statement of that child is not my child, that can backfire because, okay, you feel like it's just that child that is going to be the bad egg. It's just that child that is going to not grow up fine. But then he or she can also influence your own child. Even if you want to make it selfish, like if people just want to be selfish, then you should know that the other child that you're not correcting can also influence your own child. And now there's something about children. You feel like, well, some things happen and you're like, I didn't teach my child this. I didn't teach my child how to steal. I didn't teach my child how to jump people's fences. Now, to be honest, the child didn't just know how to jump people's fences from their mommy's belly, right? They saw it from somewhere. It might not be in your household, but then they saw it from somewhere. And then probably an adult just overlooked it and nobody was there to correct them. And it kept going on and on. One child to the other child. And before you know it, the whole community is infected. The whole children, every child has that touch of that misbehavior in them. So how do we now say we are raising these children to be leaders of tomorrow when we keep allowing everything to go south? If you have just joined us, this is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. And this morning we are talking about community parenting. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? You also can call in to be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? Why has it changed? Why is it not like before where someone else could actually train your child like it's theirs? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Baba Salati.
Your name is who?
My name is Baba Salati, calling you for data.
Welcome to the show, Baba Talatu.
I enjoy the program. I'll put my own contribution.
All right, let's hear you. But please step away from your radio set or turn down the volume.
Okay.
So go on.
You see, the problem is civilization.
Okay.
People turn to the civilized, they see what the white people are doing, so they put it into an African man, black man, his own society when it's on.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to point out is this. You see, from the civilization part of it, people look at it, it is not good to beat your child, these things. People around you start copying from what you are doing or from the neighbor.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, we have bad people who are really not learning. By the time your own family mingles with that family, you are signed into that problem.
Yes.
So another thing again, I understand religious leaders.
Okay.
Religious leaders, they are not helping matter mostly.
They are not what?
They are not helping matter.
Okay.
They will speak the truth, but they cannot bring out the truth.
Okay.
Tell, preach in their songs, be it Muslim, be it Christian. Show people love of one another. This is the discipline of the two doctrines. So that is my own take.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Baba Talatu, for calling in to be part of the show this morning. And we just heard from Baba Talatu as well. And he mentioned that the key thing is civilization. Whoever thought that this civilization could be something that will cost us other things? Because if you look at civilization, it cannot be all bad. I mean, we are supposed to evolve. We are supposed to grow, right? But then he also mentioned that, okay, because people have become too wise and copying from Western countries. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Marysyntia.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Dennis Hangeior. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Dennis.
Yeah. I want to align myself with the last caller and then digress a bit.
Okay.
Now, this is my digression. I grew up, let's say, within Jos and Lafia. My late father used to be a teacher, and there was this friend of his. He's also late, Alaji Liman. We were neighbors. Back in the days, you didn't know who was your father and who was not. All you needed to know was that there was a father figure around you who could not really tolerate any rubbish that you do.
Okay.
He does not need to wait for your own father before you start, dealing with you. It put a sense of fear and belonging in us. We were Christians, they were Muslims, but like this Ramadan period, each time they are breaking their fasts, the Alhaji Liman will make sure that food was made enough for us to even eat, even though back in the days food was not really a problem, but the love was there for everybody to share. Now, Alhaji Liman got married to a younger wife, and in those days he will make sure that every week he buys a ram, kill for her. She will be, he doesn't want her to. So one day my dad, they were just talking as friends, and he dropped them. My dad said, "Look, this thing you have introduced, you will cause problem in your house one day. You were married before, and you never used to do this. Now you are doing this. It will look as if maybe the other persons were not really valid. And then when things go wrong and you don't buy this same ram, now this same ram will bring issues."
Okay.
So they just laughed over it. And during the Shagari regime, there was a particular time that it was difficult to get salaries as at when due, so it affected everybody's economy. So there was a week he never bought that ram that he used to buy like every week, and then they started having issues and quarrel. And they go, "Alhaji, meaning that Alhaji, you that have not been bringing anything, this is somebody that been killing ram for every week."
Okay.
You understand? So what am I saying? We didn't have all these differences. We lived a communal life, a life that was a community-based life. But these days, even your siblings, if you try to discipline their children, their wife will say, you hate my children, that's why you're doing that. And, there's a lot of negative effect. So to me, I think we really need to adjust. Yes, we've been civilized, there are certain things, but there should be boundaries. Because even these people will learn these things from. When you go to the Western world, most of the times you see that children, at 10, they could be able to have access to phone, but they are restricted. You will have access to phone weekends for a number of hours, and then the parents take over. It's not as if they don't like the children. But these days you see people, even children who are just as little as 5, they have access to phone because no, but I didn't have this opportunity to let my children enjoy this. And then at the end of the day, the effect that is very negative is more than what we're really trying to portray.
Yes.
So I'm saying that we should be a little backward and a little forward so that we can balance this. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show. We just heard from Dennis Hangeior, and first he is saying that he agrees on the point of civilization, but he says that some of these things that people are copying, it's not everything. Sometimes we copy it and then misinterpret it. Hello? We copy it and then misinterpret it. And he is saying that boundaries would work. There should be something, there should be a line to be drawn. No matter what you copy, you cannot just clean the whole paper and then just copy everything and then apply it without even thinking, where do we come from? Because you are a different person, we are a different people. So we cannot just copy everything and then just apply it to ourselves. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Shankwasi Toanyi.
Okay, welcome to the show, Shankar. So, what do you think?
I think first of all, we are not even living communally anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because going back, and back in the days, you actually see that
Okay, Shankwasi, you're going to have to call us back because I think network, but it's breaking and we can't really hear you. Number for you to call is 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. Call in and let us hear your opinion. Shankwasi, you can call us back. And the question is, why don't communities raise children together anymore? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes. This is Shankwasi, right?
Yes.
Okay, welcome back. Let's hear you.
Okay, like I was saying, back in the days, we used to live very close. We were closely knitted.
Shankwasi, move away from your radio set or turn down the volume.
No
Yes.
problem. I'm not even close to my radio.
Okay. Go on.
Okay. You will see that a mother would beckon on your neighbor and be like, please,
Okay, that noise is wherever it is, how far the radio is, it's still close over here because we can hear it ringing and ringing. Maybe step further away from it. But I really like what she's saying and I would have loved to hear the whole of it. Hello?
Baba Salati again is calling.
Okay, welcome back to the show, Baba Salati.
You see, just like as I mentioned the other time, issue of enable white people, if the son did bad, you beat the son take you to court.
Okay.
And I stand my ground that is all this negative civilization that is giving us that problem.
Okay.
Yeah. That is where we're having all this type of cultism, where what children, people do anything they want to do, nobody to sanction them. That's my take.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in to add that. He had to emphasize on negative civilization because it cannot be all bad. It cannot be all bad. There is just something that is making it bad. And according to him and Dennis here with earlier, it's that we are copying everything. Like people are copying everything and they're not filtering, knowing that, okay, I come from a different place or this is who we are. This is what has been working for us. And then people are just taking it, applying it to how we have always been, our culture, and then it's not working for us. So what do you think? Number for you to call is 090 3648 5868. That is 090 3648 5868. Why don't communities raise children together anymore? Why is it happening? Why has it stopped? Why is everyone just deviating from that whole culture where we used to raise children together? We used to look out for other people's children. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Speedy, good morning.
Good morning, Speedy. Good morning to you too. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Lord Calculus calling from Akadi.
Welcome to the show, Lord Calculus.
Thank you.
So go on.
Hello.
Yes, go on. Why do you think communities have stopped raising children together?
Okay, I think one of the reasons is technology replacing physical community.
Okay.
Yes, technology has taken over physical community these days. Yes, children now spend more time on phones, on social media, watching TV. Yeah, instead of playing outside under community supervision.
Okay.
Yes, so you see that a child once learn respect from elders in the compound. Now, a child may learn more from online influencers than from neighbors. So I think that is one of the reasons why communities are not being able to raise children together.
Okay.
And the second reason I think is urbanization and migration, like the other colleagues mentioned.
Okay.
Yes, many families have moved from villages to cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, for work or for business. So in cities, neighbors barely know each other. Yes.
Okay.
People mind their businesses for safety reasons. In a village, any adult can correct a neighboring child.
Yes.
I mean, a misbehaving child. In a city, like example, in a city estate,
yes,
correcting someone else's child may cause conflict. So basically, these two reasons, technology and urbanization and
okay. So, Lord Calculus, how do you think that this is affecting us as a community, and what would you say is like the way out of it?
Okay, like for the effect, I think one of them is weak moral transmission. Yes, weak moral transmission. Community values used to be enforced discipline, respect, and culture. So the effect is that children may grow up disconnected from cultural roots. Yes, and another effect is isolation and loneliness. Both parents and children feel isolated.
Okay.
The effect is that mental health challenges increase.
Okay.
Yes, and then I think another effect is reduced social skills.
Okay.
Community leading teaches. You understand?
Yes.
There is community teaches conflict resolution, respect for elders, cooperation. So without these things, children may struggle socially.
Okay.
Yes.
All
So
right.
basically, I think these are some of the effects.
And then lastly, you can maybe share the way out of it that you think.
Yes, the way out of it is that, like we say in we're in the modern society. So we see that civilization has taken a lot. And so we see that in cities, like I earlier said, don't expect someone that doesn't know your child to train your child.
Okay.
You see people living in parents' houses, you understand? So the way out in the city is difficult to say because sometimes you live with your neighbor, you don't even know who your neighbor is. So how do you expect to correct such a child or help to discipline such a child or raise such a child?
Okay, but there are basic things like small things like just seeing a child misbehaving and saying, where is your parent? Why are you doing this? And just correcting them. But even that one these days, people say, what's my business? Is it my child?
That's the same thing I'm saying. For example, you say a child, you don't even know the parent. You don't know because my buy job for yourself, my buy big trouble for yourself.
Okay.
Your intentions might be good, you understand, but what you call a child act of wrong because the child, maybe you have a child, you say a child did the wrong thing, you want to help or correct the child. But meanwhile, somebody will come, like somebody else said, somebody will come chasing you with a gun or cutlass.
Oh, that's not okay. We do not support that anyway.
You understand? It happens. So you can see that even in schools, it's difficult to correct children. So let's say somebody that don't even know. You call a child in school, the parent will come to the school warning you not to correct his or her child.
All right. Thank you so much.
It's very difficult. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show. Now, Lord Calculus has said, well, technology has taken away physical community. And it's now like children instead of children to play outside like it used to be and under community supervision, it's now learning from influencers on the phone and everything like that. And then also modernization because many families has moved from villages. But even in the cities, was it like this? I mean, it's the people who were in the villages that came to the city, right? So why did it change? Why did that stop? And he also says for effect, children may grow up disconnected from cultural roots and then not struggle socially with respect for elders, and all of those things that elders outside would have been able to actually teach children. And someone mentioned earlier that the way out of this is just like boundaries, and then parents to do more. And also Tina outside said this starts from parents. So that was he said that parents are the ones to, like, first of all, do more. Tell them that, okay, this person is also your dad, this person is also like your neighbor, and you should be able to listen outside. And also on the part of adults, like other adults, be able to present yourself in a way that children look at you and know that this person is able to correct me. Because if you look at it, sometimes even adults follow the children and then indulge in some kind of misbehavior that children go through. And then, as Sabe was saying earlier, that people have become too self-centered. So if we could work on selflessness, then we could make a better community where everyone is looking out for another person's child. And at this point, where we have come to the end of the speed lane today, we have been talking about community parenting and why communities have stopped raising children together. And I hope that you enjoyed your time here. I hope you've learned, and we could talk more about this some other time. And I've been with you on the speed lane. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. Also coming up next at 10 a.m. is King James 90s Top 10, right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And also we have been streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And we got a comment from Jonah Tehile Benjamin. He says, "Good morning, presenter. I'm watching you live in Naka, and I love listening to this program. Keep it up." And also Kaduna Te Yimao Sky, watching you live in Lagos, Nigeria. So keep your dial locked on 98.5 Speed FM and keep enjoying music of your life.
Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is